I've sat across the table from a lot of businessmen. Some of them have been in business for 20, 30 years. And I've noticed something that used to confuse me. The ones who work the hardest are not always the ones who have the most to show for it. You can be busy, you can be successful on the outside and still be one bad month away from collapse. Today, I want to walk you through 5 reasons businessmen stay broke no matter how hard they work, and then I want to give you the 5 things that actually fix it. Let's start with the problems. One of the reasons why businessmen remains broke is that they mix personal money with business money. The first reason is simple, but it destroys more businesses than bad luck ever will. There's no separation. Money comes into the business account and it becomes my money. School fees come from the business. Rent comes from the business. A new phone, a trip, a favor for a friend, all from the business. And because there's no line between the two, the business is quietly bleeding and the owner doesn't even see it happening. You ask him, how is the business doing? He says, we're doing well, oh. But he's never actually looked at the numbers. He's just looking at whether there's cash in the account today. That's not business management, that's guesswork. Number 2, they chase revenue, not profit. This is the businessman who's proud to tell you, we did 15 million this month. Sounds impressive, but nobody asks him, 15 million came in, how much stayed? After cost of goods, after staff, after logistics, after all this big sales, empty pockets. He's busy, the business looks alive, there's movement, there's noise, but there's no accumulation. He's running fast, but he's running in place. And a business that makes noise without margin isn't really a business. It's a hobby with overhead. Then third one is that they reinvest nothing. Every kobo that comes in goes out. There's no structure for growth, no cushion for the bad months. And there will be bad months. That's not pessimism, that's just business. But when the bad month comes, there's nothing saved, nothing set aside, no reserve. So one delayed payment, one unexpected expense, and suddenly the whole thing is in crisis. A business without reinvestment doesn't grow, it just survives. One cycle at a time until the day it doesn't. Number 4 is that they refuse to delegate, so the business can never outgrow them. Everything passes through him. Every decision, every approval, every small transaction. It has to touch his hands first. And I understand why. Mistakes are expensive. But when a business depends entirely on one man's presence, it's not really an asset, it's a job. And it's a job you can never leave, never scale, and never sell. You didn't build a business, you built yourself a very demanding employer. Number 5 is that they make decisions on ego, not on numbers. They open a second branch because a competitor opened one, not because the numbers said it was time. They keep a product line running because closing it feels like admitting failure, not because it's still profitable. Pride starts making the decisions that discipline was supposed to make. And pride is an expensive business partner. It never checks the books before it spends. But here's the good news. Every single one of these has a fix. Let's talk about the solutions. Number 1, separate your accounts. Pay yourself a salary, like an employee of your own business. This single habit everything, because now you actually know what the business earns versus what's in your personal pocket. When you pay yourself a fixed salary, you stop business for favors every time you need cash. You start treating it like an entity that needs to survive on its own, because it does. Secondly, always track profit, not just sales. Stop celebrating revenue numbers alone. Ask the real question every month. After every cost, what actually stayed? Revenue is applause. Profit is the paycheck. Now, the third one is to build a reinvestment habit. Even 10% consistently doesn't have to be dramatic. 10% that is set aside every single cycle without negotiation and pounds into capital that funds your next expansion, covers your slow months, and buys you options when everyone else is panicking. The businessman with reserves is never desperate, because desperation is expensive and it always shows in your decisions. The fourth one is to build systems and people around you. Document your processes. Train someone to do what only you currently know how to do. Yes, it's uncomfortable at first. Trust is a risk, but a business that depends only on you isn't an asset. It's a job you can't leave, can't scale, and can't hand down. Systems are what let a business outlive your energy, your health, even your presence. And fifth is to let the numbers decide, not your pride. Before every major decision, ask, what do the numbers actually say? Not what do I feel, not what did my competitor just do. The numbers don't lie, and they don't care about your ego. Discipline builds what pride destroys. See, being broke is not always about how much money passes through your hands. It's about what you do with it once it arrives. Fix the leaks, build the discipline, and let your business finally start working for you the way you've been working for it. That's the difference between staying busy and actually building wealth.